So, Isha will be answering your questions now. So, your question is, what are the strategies you will recommend for buying and holding land for future value? So, basically, Isha, you're talking about land banking and what are the factors to consider for land banking. There are a lot of things you will consider if you want to land bank, if you want to hold land for long time investment. So, Isha, before we answer what are the strategies you will use, the first question we need to get off the way is who should land bank or who should buy and hold land for the long time, because you must agree with me that it's not all forms of investments that are for everybody. So if we start by ironing out who should land bank, who is it best suitable for, then we will look at the strategies we should use. So the first thing I want to, yes, clearly identify here is that if you want to go into land banking, I will not advise you take your business capital. It's not for somebody that wants to use their business capital. It's an investment that will materialize for the long time. So it is not advisable that one should go in with their life savings, or it's not advisable that one should go in with their business capital. What I mean is that, let's assume you are in the business of trading red oil. That is your means of survival. What you do is to buy and sell red oil. You cannot take out your business capital. I'm specifically saying capital now. You cannot take out your business capital to go and put in a land banking project, because if you do that, what will be your means of survival? On the other hand, you can conveniently take out profits. You can conveniently take out profits from your business or excess inflow. You can take them out for your long-time investment, which is land banking, for an example. Generally, I will advise the way you should structure your account, your personal account, if you intend to go into land banking in the future, or you want to go into land banking immediately. But before looking at the structure of the account, let me give you a very small example. I have a friend, Mr. Bemiga, which I know probably might be on the live session as we are having it now. Mr. Bemiga, if you're online, you can just say hi. He used to be a poultry farmer and he was doing very, very well in his poultry farm. At a point in time, he experienced some difficulties, and it was more like, what's the name? It was more like a general problem for farmers around that area that he experienced. They had like a flu that all the birds in his farm died. He lost all the birds in his farm. That was one. And there was where they were renting those farms, did not wanted to rent out to them because they felt what killed all the birds around that area within a blink of an eye can also begin to affect humans. So they were not even willing to even still rent out those farms to them. In fact, even if they are willing to rent out, even the capital to start buying other beds is not there. So for about 1 week, he was very, very depressed. A whole week he was depressed, he was frustrated. He really needed a solution, until his wife was asking him that those small lands that you were buying, those small lands that you were buying, why not check if you can put them all together and sell and see if you can just start one or two things small until you regain back your feet. Many of those lands were like lands that he was forced to buy. Probably you have an agent that has been pestering you to come and buy this land. So it was convenient for him to maybe buy some for 900,000, 1 million naira. When the disturbance is much, He will just be like, hi, for me to have peace of mind, since this thing is not expensive, it's just 1 million naira, let me just pay and have peace of mind so that this guy will allow me to rest. That was how he bought those small lands in different locations. So when he went to check the situation of the land, the first one he got to, a lot of buildings were already coming up in the area. People were building, the land prices have really gone up. The land he bought for 1 million naira, that he was even feeling the level he is now, even if he can get the 1 million naira back, it will be very okay for him. Many of those lands were already selling for 10 million naira, some as high as 15 million naira. He realized that he had no reason to be depressed. This was a fantastic investment for him. So the example I'm trying to give you here, if he had taken his capital from that farm, let's say he shut down the farm at the time he was buying those lands to go and buy all the lands, he will not have a means of sustenance to wait for the value to come up to those 10 million or 7 million naira or 15 million naira that he's having today. So the secret is use your excess money or have your savings plan for it. I know it's not that easy to have excess money, but there is a formula. Here is a formula that has been working for me that I know can also work for you. My account is structured in 4 layers. Guys, if we're learning, please comment I am learning. If we're learning, say comment I am learning so we can proceed. Let me know we are together. Since we're together, we can fire on now. So I'm giving you a personal formula that I use for my accounts that helps in having excess fund for investment. If you operate your personal account the way everybody operates a typical account, it will really be difficult to have excess funds to use for land banking or long time purchases of land. So personally, how my accounts are structured, they are structured in 4 layers. Account number one, I'm talking about personal accounts now, not business account. So if you have not separated your business account from personal account, sorry to you, you need to do that urgently. So we are actually answering a question that Isha asked on strategies for land banking for the long time. So I started by helping you identify who should land bank so that you will be able to know at the position you are now, is it a right time for you to go into land banking? If you are in the position to go into land banking, you need to understand how to structure your account to be able to land bank. So after that, we will now be looking at the strategies. I think, Isha, that helps in answering your question better. Now we are how to structure your account. Personally, I structure my accounts in 4 layers. The layer one, that's the first account, is my day-to-day account. The layer one is my day-to-day account. So sorry guys for the interruption. Okay, so the first layer of my personal account is, yes, I really did, thank you. Okay, the first layer of my personal account is my day-to-day account. My day-to-day account, my day-to-day running account, that is where everything comes from feeding to fuel to everything I need for day-to-day. That is where it comes from. First form of account you need to have if you want to structure your life for land banking and future investments. The first form of account you should have is day-to-day account. Okay, real estate IB said day-to-day account. Very good, very good, very good. So all immediate personal expenses comes from the day-to-day account. Okay, the second form of account you should have, okay, Miss Gift joined through the, okay, the second form of account you should have aside your day-to-day account is your semi-liquid account. Friday Ekpa said day-to-day account. Thank you, Friday. So the second form of account you should have is your semi-liquid account. These four accounts can be with different banks and they can be with one or two banks. So the second form of account you should have is your semi-liquid account. Your semi-liquid account is more like a security account if there are opportunities, immediate opportunities. Okay, there is a distressed sale on social property, there is this business opportunity that you will like to venture into. There's this business opportunity you would like to venture into immediately, unplanned. It just came as an opportunity. Your semi-liquid account should go for it. Immediate opportunities that needs urgent response. This is where your semi-liquid account acts. Please, can I get comment with semi-liquid account if we're together? That is the second tier of account, of personal account you should operate. Don't forget I said they are in 4 tiers. Your number 1 is your day-to-day account. Your number 2 is your semi-liquid account. Your number 3 is your emergency account. God forbid in terms of sickness, God forbid in terms of kidnap of yourself. We're not praying for anybody to be kidnapped or your loved ones or accidents and so on. Your emergency account should cater for all that. That is your third form of account that you should have. If you have your day-to-day account, you have your semi-liquid account, you have your emergency account, and the last form of account is your long-time investment account. Your last form of personal account you should have is your long-time investment account. These accounts can be with 2 banks, it can be with 1 bank, it can be with 4 different banks. So you're having your day-to-day account, you're having your semi-liquid account, you're having your emergency account, and you're having long-time investment account. So why semi-liquid and long-time investments are both targeting opportunities? Day-to-day is targeting your day-to-day, and emergency is for emergency strictly. So these 4 accounts now, the question now is, how do you operate them? Depending on how your inflow is financially, the general formula as recommended in Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason is save not less than 1/10 of all that you earn. Save not less than 1/10 of all that you earn. The general rule is save not less than 1/10 of all that you earn. So 1/10, that is 10%. So depending on the stage you are in your financial journey, it can be just a 10% that you will be saving in the 3 other accounts. So 90% will be in your day-to-day and 10% spread across the 3 other accounts. Now, there's something I want us to understand. That is, if you are at the lowest journey of your financial, if you are at the lowest level of your financial journey, that is when you're saving not less than 1/10. There are inflows I get that I move as much as 90% less than 1/10 of all that you earn. Both Robert Kiyosaki and Bob Proctor, that's in You Were Born Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad, recommended that you should pay yourself before paying others. And basically, they are still talking about the same thing George S. Clason talked about in The Richest Man in Babylon. Basically, what they are saying is pay yourself before paying others. What they are saying is that when you're expecting an income or when you have an inflow, you have already planned out you're going to buy clothes, you're going to buy food, you're going to pay house rent, you're going to pay for lights, you're going to pay for this, you're going to pay for that. But what is always missing is that what percentage of that money have you set aside that is focused on your growth, that is focused on your investment, that is focused on making you a better person. So it's still the same thing they are saying. So you are either advised to pay yourself before paying others. If that money comes in, you're paying the clothes seller, you're paying the food vendor, you're paying your landlord, you're paying your fuel attendant and everybody else. So what else are you paying yourself? So that is where that money should go to those other